champ, you know what? You just made the list.
That's right. The list, baby. It's going to be crazy, man. Are you ready for Dominaria United, Bob?
I am. I am. I'm ready to see some more spoilers. You know, hey everybody in chat.
Hey Dobby. Hey Torque.
Breaking up, but we'll get into more of that. Cheers. It's
cheers. I need to pop a new one.
Drink.
Yeah. Got a brown one today.
Some coffee. I was taking a nap before the show here. Yeah, I mean, I got things to say about Dominaria United. I just popped out a video on my channel, so if you haven't seen it, please go over to MTG Gaming Bob and check out my latest video. Drop me a subscribe, a like or dislike, whatever way you feel about it, or call me a ninny muggins or whatever other choice word you want.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to peel into a lot of that because, you know, it's fresh on my mind. And some of it even has to do with some of the things we talked about on the roundtable last week about it.
Oh, okay. I hit up north and they said next time. Okay.
Well, people can join us or not. We got an audience here. Well, you know, let's get into it, and we can, you know, post whatever we talk about live on your channel later. You can do some snippets.
Yeah. All right. I just said add the link.
I don't know what you call that. A cup or a mug? It's
what
both.
is it?
Dobby said, "Oh, nice cup or mug." It's actually from the first place I remember. I can't really call it my hometown. It's Urbana, Virginia, home of the Oyster Festival. It's right on the Rappahannock River, hence all the sailboats and stuff. That's the Rappahannock River there. But I really want to get into Dominaria United. I'm sure that's what most people are here for, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if you guys are sold on the name or not. I just kind of made it up. So Wednesdays I have off, so I was like, dude, let's talk some Dominaria. We kind of got into it last week, and a little more on a roundtable. Looks like Ed's going to be joining us here in a minute. Hey, look! Oh, you found it. Hey, what's up, man?
I thought you were persona non grata.
I am, but I still decided to hang out. I should probably flip this, huh? Is that better?
There you go.
You know, I gotta say this for all the fans, Feldy. You just uprooting, you know, getting us invested in you, and then just saying "peace out, guys." I was like, really, really,
dude,
Feldy.
It's just a hiatus. It's not like
it's like this with people. You know what I realize is, like, as controversial as I am, if I leave, people are gonna be like, "I miss that fucker." Sorry that I already blew up your YouTube algorithm. Oh, dude, beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
It is. I am a meatitarian. You should just wrap that shit in bacon and deep fry it.
Oh, don't talk about food.
Did you not see the steak he just threw up there, dude?
Where? No, I missed it.
AJ, your volume's super low, bro.
He's eating the mic.
Well, that would be why. Just sign through the whole show, and I'm not.
Yeah,
trying to
he's
make
all
fun of
like,
sign language people.
He's all reserve list is bullshit. No.
No, I guess in kinder words, Feldy, I miss you.
Oh, well, I miss everybody too. But like I said, it's not forever. It's just like a little, I got to get my business launched. And it's been kind of a pain in the butt because I'm still in a beta test phase, which is like really frustrating. But
hey, buddy.
Oh, hello.
I don't know what happened with the autocorrect, bro. Like, I got to read this because, like, I have no clue what happened because you told me to send a message on Twitter, right? So this is what I wrote you. It said, "Hey, brother, djlonghairorig here. The link to join us today, name is in the works." As in, what I meant to say was, like, whatever I want to call this segment, right? This show. But basically, today is a pre-gaming to MTG Roundtable. And then for no out of nowhere, it said loser format LL. Here's a link. You're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so what does that mean? I was like, somehow are we going to be competing on the round table, and then like I don't know, whoever's left ends up being on the stream? I didn't know how to
I don't know.
interpret this message.
I have no clue, bro. It's just like, what is going on?
It's just autocorrect. You know, autocorrect does things sometimes.
Yeah, but that is such a weird, like, left field autocorrect, dude. I'm like, what?
I didn't even understand it when he was explaining it to me earlier. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, Bob's like, what? Yeah, the autocorrect. I was like, bro, I don't get it myself. I'm like, I know I didn't get any sleep, so I was just like, I was probably just typing random stuff. You're like, what, DJ? What?
That's good. Good to see all of you on. I mean, even Feldy's couch, I guess. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. All right, let's get to intros real quick. MTG Gaming Bob, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Feeling good. Popped out a video today. I need to do more. Need to do more shit on my own channel because Nikachu's words haunt me. That when he introduces me on his channel, he says, MTG Gaming Bob. You can see him not on his own channel.
You can find him on everyone else's channel. You're a professional guest on all the other content creator channels.
That's right.
Professional nomad.
That's right. And we got Feldy of MTG Obsession. How you doing, buddy?
What up, y'all?
Hell yeah. Whoa. Someone's mic went crazy.
Oh, is it me? I'm on my iPad, so I don't know. It might be weird.
Oh, there it goes. It cleared up. Nikachu, like you need an introduction. How you doing?
I hope I'm big enough that everyone knows who I am at this point.
Hey, someone on your stream today, someone named their cat after you, bro. That is like big props.
Yeah, you know you've made it when they start naming their pets after you.
Yeah,
I definitely teared up just recently.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that's freaking cool, man. All right, great channel. Go check them out live. What is the new time now?
The current for the live channel, it's 8:00 a.m. Central Standard Time. So whatever that is for you, it's in the morning. Can't catch it in the morning? Hey, there's always a replay.
Yeah, but you had some very fun voting today on what you think is the Power 9 for Modern. That was pretty fun. A lot of interaction.
Finally, I'm taking advantage of the polling system because you know how you're on StreamYard. We can't poll here, or can you? I don't know how to do it on StreamYard.
I don't know how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I go directly into the back end of YouTube, they give me a polling option. I think that is so cool. That is like a really good way to interact with, basically interact with chat at the same time. So now I'm going to probably have like both of them up. And if I need to poll the audience, basically we ask the audience, what do you think should happen? We'll eliminate all the other options and create the Power 9 of Modern.
Yeah. Are you going to do the same thing for other formats like Commander?
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a really cool interactive.
I liked the show this morning.
Yeah, it was super awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of, themes that we could go through, that I could repeat, even repeat after a period of time, like after another year. Let's go. What is now the Power 9 of Modern because we're going to do the unbanned cards next. And then we can do Power 9 of like Commander banned cards plus unbanned cards and so on.
Nice.
Change over time.
Last week, I think I was watching one of your streams, and you were talking about it, Nikachu, and it's something that I've been toying with and saying, not that I want to come up with it, but you essentially hinted at the concept that in order for Commander to continue in the future, it's going to need multiple Commander formats. Like it can't just stay open and call itself both casual and competitive and.
Well, it can, but it's going to be like there's going to be tons of complaining. Like there's clearly in the discussion that the format is split, but no one wants to admit it.
Wait,
Oh, Feldy, you're muted. Can't hear you.
Magic players complaining?
No.
We've never heard of it before.
Well, I think with Commander, we've all just like hoped that Rule 0 would just take care of it, and we just kind of sweep it all under the rug and not worry about it. But that's a good idea. I like that.
All right, you're clipping a little bit. I'll let you fix that, and then I'll give you an intro there, bud.
Hey, how about now? Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, it's cutting out.
Oh, really? Huh? It must be my jump off. I don't know if it's going to work, guys. The kids using our computer upstairs is broken, and now I'm using this iPad. So if you can't hear me, I don't know if it's going to work, y'all.
Oh no, we can hear you. It's just was clipping. You were perfectly clear earlier, so that's weird.
What about now?
Same.
It sounds like you're gargling.
Yeah.
I'll just re-enter. I'll re-enter the studio. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a weird auto tune.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'll re-enter the studio.
Yeah. All right. So you'll be back. Okay.
All right, I'm ready to sink my teeth into this. Let's do it. Let's
Oh
talk
yeah.
some Dominaria,
So
man.
what do we want to tackle first, man? Well, actually, Nikachu, what do you think of Dominaria United so far?
I have almost no information about it. I heard there's some stuff like leaked, but that's about it. I haven't dived too deep into like the new stuff because the focus when there was any information revealed was my focus was like on the sticker portion of the new unset.
Yeah.
What's it called Unfinity. So I personally have not looked too deep into like any of the information revealed by Dominaria United. Spoiler season hasn't started, has it?
No.
Kind of.
Kind of.
There was a new spoiler today for the new Shieldred.
Yeah, the Shieldred. Yeah, but so far what we know is Legends. They went and supposedly pallets were cracked. And it was an error box set, if you guys look into it. And they had pallets of Legends chilling in some random warehouse out in the desert of Washington, which to me, I'm not geographically like inclined. So I didn't know there was a desert in Washington. So I was like, whoa, okay.
Well, I want to actually talk about that very point first, and it's actually one of the bigger points of the video that I made today.
Okay. Well, first off, AJ's back. Say something.
Last try.
There you go.
Is this okay? It's okay?
Yeah, beautiful.
All right. Let's keep going. Y'all know me, broadcasting live, multiverse wide. Go, Bob.
All right. There you go, Bob.
So I'm sharing a web page there if you want to bring it up. Oh boy, that's kind of small. That's what she said.
It doesn't get
don't
bigger.
know if you guys can read this or not, but it is on Magic's site. I'll just read it out to you. I'll just go through these 3 quick paragraphs and then sort of summarize. A long time ago, 1994 to be exact, in a warehouse just far enough away, Legends were lost. Case after case of the beloved Legends set sat on shelves. So right there is already a contradiction from Blake Rasmussen himself. He's not saying pallet after pallet. He's saying case after case. And depending on what kind of shelves they are, you generally don't put pallets on shelves.
Yeah.
Right? You could put cases on shelves, but those would have to be some, extra sort of Costco
I can imagine
size.
one pallet, Bob. One pallet, but I don't know
he's saying literally
3.
here where he's being held to his written word rather than at the tail end of a video where he's being asked. Because God knows nobody ever misspeaks live. That he's saying case after case. And he's talking about the Legends card. So if you weren't aware, Nikachu, they're inserting Legends cards into 3% of the collector booster packs. Right.
Yeah. This is the only thing I know about Dominaria United because I had my own. We talked about that once for Coffee and MTG.
So we really don't need this because it just goes through more and people can read that for themselves. But one of the things I've been seeing out there, including much more famous people than myself, last Thursday, if you recall, I started bringing up as a baseline, trying to use numbers just to give a rough guesstimate from what we could see, approximately 100 boxes sitting on a table and what that would mean for the numbers of collector boxes, since they've never revealed how many collector boxes that they print for any product. They haven't released the numbers for any product except for some smaller ones like the Mythic Edition stuff of how much they print for like a print level of a product. So us having any concept of what the quantity of available packs are going to be out there is insane. Number one, they didn't say exactly how many boxes that they opened. Number two, they didn't say that they were going to use every single card they pulled that they opened to insert in boxes, right? They didn't say that was setting how many collector boxes are going to be printed or packs. They just said that they had a limited number. And they said they're going to be in roughly 3%, which Who the hell's going to call them on that? How would you figure out if they were actually in 3%? You'd have to know what every single collector pack was opened and recorded to even know that they were in 3%. So people out there, you know, throwing numbers around that they know how many boxes are going to be printed is just insane. We don't know if they're only printing 50,000 boxes, right? And they're only going to use a select number of the cards that they pulled. But we know that the pull rate is supposed to be 3%. So predicting the quantity of total collector boxes or cases or packs is just it's a fool's errand, right? They don't give us the numbers. It's like trying to do algebra with part of the equations missing, and you just can't. So, you know, until they actually give us the hard numbers of how many boxes or packs are printed, we won't know. Pure and simple.
Yeah. Oh, Ed, what's up, man?
What up, guys? How you doing? Yeah, your video is good today, Bob. I liked that summary of that whole thing. Nobody knows, and everybody is trying to spit numbers. And you know, he's even said two different things, like you pointed out, between the pallets and the cases. We don't actually know anything yet. Nothing. You know, everybody's going out for one freaking picture. It's stupid.
But it doesn't matter. I think we're looking at like the wrong thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't really matter. First off, the first really valuable card that we see that somebody cracks out of one of these collector packs, right, is going to confirm for the community at large that indeed you can pull a valuable card, a moat, a pendril. Who cares? It will let people know that in these packs, just like the Neon Ink, there will be something to chase, right? It will be more special. I hate to say it. More special than opening a pack of Legends, because you know you're going to get Legends cards out of a Legends box. To pull a Pendril Veil out of a collector pack, how many people can say that they did that?
Bob, I have to disagree because of one thing only this. It's highly censored which cards they put in there. And if you open up a Legends pack, you have a chance at a Gwendolyn. You have a chance at, you know, what was that? Presence of the Master. You know, you have a chance at stuff that isn't going to be in there.
Right.
But you know when you open a Legends pack that you're going to get Legends cards, right? You know you're going to get a Legends rare.
100%, yeah.
But when you open a case, 2 cases, 10 cases, 20 cases of these collector packs, you have no idea if you're going to pull a Legends rare. So when you do, it's going to have that super adrenaline rush. Not that opening old product isn't an adrenaline rush, but I mean, you're sort of paying for what you get.
Did
right?
they say it's going to be rares? I thought it was any Legends card.
Yeah, well, it's not just going to be rares. It's going to be
3%. That's what I find funny. I mean, they couldn't take out the common or uncommon jank. I mean, you're talking. You're lucky to get one in a case, right? One card, probably 3% chance of opening out of packs.
One in
maybe a case, huh?
1 in 3 cases.
1 in 3 cases.
That's what the odds should be, right?
No. You should have 2 per case.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1 in 3 boxes. 1 in 3 boxes. My bad.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So there should be 2 to 3 per case.
Correct.
So you buy it. You buy
or as
case.
you know, 0 to 5, right?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Just the way these percentages work.
True.
Yeah. So you buy a case to have your best odds of pulling a Legends pack, and then you're like, oh yeah, I pulled one. And then it's a common.
It's staying.
Yeah,
it's gonna be staying. I'm telling you. Wait for the staying pulls, man.
It just feels really staged to me. Like it feels like the whole thing is just like, oh, we magically found this palette of amazing Legends boxes. It's like it doesn't happen like that. No, like it just doesn't. Like I'm in marketing. I've been in marketing my whole life. It just doesn't happen like that. That is a complete marketing move right there.
But is it important? Does it really matter?
Well, it's the theory behind it of trying to play it off as like real. It's like, hey, we decided to release Legends cards and we're gonna throw them in. I mean,
do you watch the same Magic streams that I watch? What speaks real to you at all of that?
True.
About as staged as could be, except for Scooby Doo, whatever that guy's name is. He seems to come up with some pretty weird shit. What's his name? Isn't he the Beetle and Bards guy, the guy who played Shaggy?
Oh, freaking!
I can't remember his name, but he comes off a little odd sometimes.
Matthew Lillard.
Yeah.
Like with the Freddie Prinze Jr. one, where it starts and they're like in the mystery mobile and the smoke's coming out the top, and we're watching it with kids and we're like, oh my gosh, and then they're grilling. But hold on, I have this question though, guys. I've heard that in the discussions that I've seen online and stuff, it's impossible to reprint Legends cards the same way that they were back then because the stock doesn't exist and the ink doesn't exist. Is that true? I don't know.
No. Let's just be real. I mean, people fake some very serious stuff out there in the world, not just Magic cards. There are people that fake antiquities, and they'll go so far as to like reproduce linens and things from thousands of years ago. And if you can go to that extent, it depends on how determined you are. The question is the juice worth the squeeze? And the answer would be no.
Exactly. There is no reason they would risk it. There's no reason they would. When they could have had these boxes, easily have gotten them along the way. There's no reason for them to risk a reprint. It's silly.
Right, because what if they carbon date it? Right, you could someone might carbon date it.
There's all
just to make
types
sure.
of things.
It's the expense to carbon date a freaking Magic card.
I don't know how much carbon dating costs. I figure it's like recording a record. If you got the stuff, you can make it for free.
CSI MTG.
So, Nikachu, I know you're primarily a modern player, and you haven't seen any other cards. But I mean, you can't. Can you use you can't even use it in modern, right? So it doesn't really do much for you.
Unless any of the Legends cards were reprinted into modern, there's not a chance. But I mean, like, who doesn't want a Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale? I mean, I'd be really excited to open that thing. I always wanted that thing, and I was like, it's just gonna make everyone angry. I'm not gonna buy it. And that was like when it was like $300. Now it feels like such a regret not buying that troll card. I didn't even realize at the time that it would be that good. I mean, I had this idea like 9 years ago.
Mo, Eureka. I mean, there's some hot shit coming out of this. But
there's gonna be like your first like wave of people who get the product. They're gonna open that fire, and then it's gonna like completely die off, like it always does. I'm jaded cynic on Wizards, but like honestly, that's their MO, and it's so apparently obvious. I don't know.
That's so short-sighted. I mean, I'm watching on literally almost like a live ticker the sales for the collector boxes for Double Masters. Like Ed and I were talking about that this is going to cannibalize the sales, and indeed they did. And they're competing with each other, the collector boxes, because they're relatively the same price point for Double Masters and Dominaria United pre-orders. They're really close in price point to where they're siphoning off of each other. Like that whole binary star thing where they vampire off each other. And it's short-sighted to say that either one of these sets is not going to age well. When you talk about aging, let's back that up. So immediately, as soon as I heard it, I was not going to buy any of it until they told me that Legends is going to be in it. And I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
so I had to break my budget. I had to ask Mama for permission to say, I need to drop another $1,300. Can I do that after just spending $5,000 on Double Master? She said, yeah, sure. I'm like, I have the best one on the earth.
Yeah.
And it's a no-brainer to me. It really is that this is a product that's going to have a high gambler's premium. I can let Ed talk to that.
Yeah.
As it ages, period.
Yeah. I mean, this is, it's probably the same as Battle for Zendikar or Kaladesh, Inventions, Expeditions. Like, this is a long-term gambling product where you're going to see people making videos on YouTube for a long time. Let's pull a Legends card, and it's going to be attainable too. It's not 1 in 40 boxes like Zendikar original was, or 1 in 20, whatever that is. But, it's 1 in 3 boxes. You can do it in a video. So I just think there's going to be a lot of gambling, a lot of like people hunting for Legends, and it's not profitable. It's kind of crazy to do that, but it's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, Tilda has a good point there. He knows that there's a list. They pull a total of 52,902 cards they can put into collector boxes. Who's to say they will put all the available cards in? Well, we already know they got rid of the racy cards. We already know that this is a error track run, so all cases were the same track printing. I think there was their A, B, on C track run. You would probably know better on that, Ed. So this was an error set that they had, and this is supposedly the reason why it was lost. Big quotation marks.
Well, I
Yeah.
think the important part is to note what Twiddler's saying there, which is what I put in my video today, and that's that they didn't say that they were going to drive the amount of collector boxes by the amount of available Legends cards that they had. It's very much more likely that they had, they had their print run agreements already set with the print companies that they're going to print X amount, and they've had all these numbers in the pipeline for a very long time. And they're probably just going to take of that stack, whatever that number is, and remove the offensive cards. And if, let's say, there's 50,000 collector boxes, well, then far fewer than 50,000 Legends cards are going to be in there. They might only put 25,000 Legends cards in there. We don't know exactly what they're doing, and unless they reveal that to us, we're never going to know.
Yeah, there's a list of what they pulled out, and it's not just the 7 cards that were on their original list. Like, they went a step beyond. Like, Gwendolyn DeCourcy wasn't originally on their list, but it's removed now. Just saying, like, I don't think it's going to be. It's a pretty beefy list if you saw it that they pulled out. Like, it's not.
That's why I didn't go over it on the video. I'm like, it's too long. Go look at it.
Yeah,
yourself.
isn't it like Nether Void 2 or something like that? Like, there's a couple of big hitters in there that are just not going to be, and that's like, what a weak ass thing to do. I don't know. It's just ridiculous.
I think the one that upsets me the most is Sylvan Library.
Yeah. I'm like, what?
That's like the best card.
Because I actually have a Legends Sylvan Library.
I think that's that though. I think has to do with the A and B print. I think it's Caracas versus Mana Drain and Sylvan.
Oh, so like this was on a different print run, and because it was allegedly an error,
there's only going to be Caracas, and it's not an error. It's just that's how Legends was printed. There's A boxes and B boxes, and some of them. There's actually an exchange program at the time. You could have sent in 100 uncommons for 100 uncommons because of that whole thing. Yeah, people were pretty mad, but. Yeah, but so, if these boxes came together and were always together, more than likely it's one or the other. It's not both, and that's what they said on their list. No Mana Drain, no Concordant Crossroads. So that's or my bad. So, whatever.
They're saying because of the artist. Really?
Is that what it is?
Yes, the artist.
That's
the artist is the problem.
So there you go. See, that's so freaking strange. I don't know what to tell you about that.
That's too hypersensitive. They can cut artists because of that, but then they put out socially challenging secret lairs with alternate lifestyles without batting an eye. I'm like, you're going to be edgy, but not edgy. Suck it. Like,
it's a weird precedent.
It is. It's strange. I don't know. It's just. I don't like their curated Legends experience. You know what I mean? However, I agree with you, Bob. It's gonna be freaking money, long term, sealed, no matter what. Gamblers Premium is gonna be high on this product.
And double masters. I mean, it's funny to hear all the. See, I told you that the card prices are gonna drop. It's funny, Nikachu. The very first question that you asked me. Do you recall when I was on your show? Like, it was 10 seconds into the interview. And you were asking me about Streets of New Capenna and asking me which cards, because I was just giving a generalization when I said they're going to go down. I watch trends, right? I try not to focus too much on a single card, but you called me out and said, well, like, what cards do you expect? And I said, Ob Nixilis, I think, was the first one, and one of your viewers just like chewed into me about it. Have you looked at Ob Nixilis? That thing, bootlegger stash. I mean, it's like, I try to report the trends. It's not as much of an opinion as it is I guess you could call it like a facts-based opinion. I can't see into the future clearly, but I can extrapolate from trends.
It's always awkward, making an opinion on, markets and finance because like it's still pretty random. I mean, you could get it right 90% of the time, but 10% of the time you get it wrong. People are just exactly. You don't know anything. You don't know nothing. They'll always latch onto those moments.
I think I want to do something like some of the larger content creators out there. Well, they'll record themselves doing both sides of a thing, like, oh, hey, buy everything because 2022 is going to be a stellar year for WotC and they can't go wrong, blah, blah, blah. and then record when 2022 is going to be a terrible year because it's just a terrible year. And then 2 years from then, I can go back and pick either one of those videos, which one I was right, and say, see, I told you.
Funny, Richie. I don't want to say out loud, but that is funny.
So wait, did you see Twiddler's numbers? 66 cards removed. It's a 310 card set. That means that's freaking 20% more than 20% of the set is not there. You know, like that's what I'm saying. This weird curated Legends experience.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels weird. Like the whole thing feels weird to me. I don't know about how anybody else feels about it, but like honestly,
I think it's a free roll anyway. I mean, even if it's a curated list, it's a free roll. Like, what do you want?
No,
and it's
I
still
agree.
a lot of
I agree.
great cards in that set. A lot of great. I mean, I the only thing I'm disappointed with is there's no mana drain because this was not on this print run, and that was like an uncommon. That would have been fantastic to see in several boxes. But like, you know, we're free rolling on a ton of value here.
And they're replacing the common
card.
slot. So what are you losing? 50 cents? You know,
what's that?
To replace a common foil, who cares? You know, like Nikachu says, this is just going to be gravy. And if there's any, well, all of it's a cash grab, Napalm. I mean, it's what the company does. They're there to make money. If they don't, we lose magic.
Well,
but
here's an. Oh, sorry, I'll let you finish.
No, I'm sorry. Like I said, it's just a free tendy in the box. If the set doesn't royally blow, and I'll be honest, like I'll tell you, I got my case at $212 a box, which is roughly the old going rate. This is the first price hike. I did a video like 2 months ago about the Dominaria United price hike. Right, the standard boxes are going to be in that 120 to 140 range. Like Amazon's got them at 140. The sets are like at 150. When they started listing the collectors, they started at 279 or whatever. So this is going to be a price hike. It's not just for Dominaria United, folks. This is moving forward, right? So the prices you're looking at, you should get used to. So this is going to be probably the price points for collector boxes, and to get a free shot, like Nikachu said, out of it, that's just, you know, gravy on top, folks.
All right, Nikachu, what are you gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, was this the only way they could financially benefit from these Legends boxes? Because, you know, we could, you know, like, what's it called? MTG Goldfish has these going for like 50 grand or something like that. But obviously, so this came from my chat. They probably can't sell the boxes itself because they're not supposed to acknowledge the secondary market. So the best way that they can get value from the EV of these boxes is to crack it and then put it into these boosters, and therefore inflate the value of those boxes as, you know, they're just collectible old cards.
I'm sorry, I don't want to dominate, but
I think the opening of packs and putting in individual cards was their way of censoring it. They could have made just as much money by inserting packs or doing some type of redemption. It's just by opening it and inserting individual ones, you got a chance to pull out the ones that were offensive.
I actually think it's a foolish way to do it. And if you just look at the Magic 30th, looking forward to seeing you there, Nikachu. I will definitely look you up when I'm there. But look what they're doing there. The premier event there is going to be the drafting of a beta booster box. Imagine if they start doing more events where you either have the Legends box as a prize, or drafting that Legends box is basically the draw to bring more people in and charge a premium price. You don't have to actually sell the product directly. You can make money or profit tangentially from it without having to sell it on the secondary market or acknowledge secondary market. Right? It could be part of the prize pool. It could be part of the draw for the event.
But like Ed was saying, like there's stuff that they had to censor from this. So like I feel like they would not want their draft and LSV opens his pack, and then yeah, it's like, oh man, wish that wouldn't happen, you know. So I feel like maybe there's certain sets that are just like burned for them, and like Nikachu was saying, like this is the only way for them to like extract any value out of this.
Yeah.
So So we have pallets of these supposedly, which maybe a pallet. I don't know. They're contradicting themselves on the numbers, which of course they would do anyway. But what was it? Moxman did some math based off of like a pallet or how many ever is on a single pallet, and came up that would have to be like 1 million boxes. I mean, I don't know, or 1 million packs, a million.
That's based off about 100 boxes, but yes.
So if it's pallets, would it be more than that? Do they print this to like more than 2 million?
Like a factor of 100 more.
Okay,
so like 1 billion packs.
Okay, I'm just curious because the numbers just seem weird,
That was the point. Like, based on 100 boxes, if they used every one, you're talking like 1.4 million packs, and I think the math works out to like 120,000 cases or something, and it's just
120,000 boxes. That would be because divided by 12.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. My math's off. My point being that I don't think they let the amount that was open drive how much they printed. I mean,
yeah, and that's assuming
like Aaron to calculate that out. That's like cloud chasing,
and it's also counting every card.
To your point, Magic Dad, I also don't believe that they would have to censor. I don't think it's just a set.
Okay, because thank you, Floating Hands.
There are censored cards, if you want to put it that way, from the beta box. What are they going to do if somebody opens a Crusade? What are they going to do if what's the Unholy Strength? Is that
no. Crusade is not as big a deal as someone pulling an Invoke Prejudice. I don't care how you slice it. Like that's
okay. I agree, but it's
a world of
part of the official ban. But it's more offensive to people than pulling a Sylvan Library.
Yeah, but a Crusade can just slip by under the radar. A freaking Invoke the Prejudice is like whoa.
Okay, but they didn't just get rid of Invoke the Prejudice, right? They got rid of. All I'm saying is that I don't think it necessarily needs to be censored if the whole box itself is the item that is the prize for an event.
Right? I disagree. I think Wizards would see Invoke Prejudice as that big of a deal, which is sad to say, but I think they would.
I hope not. Those left coast pansies.
I just think it is that disappointing.
So there's that. Now imagine if you bought so many cases and you got nothing but common and uncommons. That's what it's kind of funny. Now I've been tracking this on my Discord. I've been just keeping track of the numbers for the main markets. Amazon, TCG Player, and eBay. So I have those numbers. Give me a second here. I'll go over them real quick. When they first announced it, it was selling out like hotcakes. The going rate now for the main market, there's still plenty of stores out there that are just getting their allocation numbers in, and they are, they haven't posted all the boxes yet. But let me pull this up here. Okay. So as of 6:44 a.m. this morning, again, allocation numbers are still getting out to stores, but the price seems high. It started off at like, what was it, 250, 260, Bob?
Well, it's a floating number, and I would expect to see that drift up and down until release. To be quite frank, I've been trying to put my finger on. I've seen it as high as like 270 boxes, all the way down to like 7 boxes at one point. So as of this morning, TCG Player has 207 boxes. That's probably has changed, but the price point is crazy. It's now at $283.99 is the lowest, with the high of $350. Amazon has been having it at $292.57. Period. Oh, you get a 6% discount. Whatever, guys. And eBay has Canadian Lister at $264.83, but you got to imagine that was their original price. Now they're at $287.35, but it's coming from Canada, so you got shipping taxes and possible import fees from Canada. So they have it listed, a U.S. seller at $289.99. So that is the going rate currently. There are some stores, and I've been asking people to go ahead and post from legitimate online sellers and also brick and mortars.
Some stores still have it relatively cheap, but anything lower than 250 gets sold out like super fast. Me personally, I'm selling them at 245 through my store. If you guys want, I'm trying to get a box, battles and whatnot. I'm trying to get a case cracked on the channel. So if you guys want to help me out with the content, let me know. It's in the Discord or PM me or whatever. But yeah, we've seen as low as Bob, you got it for 212, but they're probably sold out, right?
Oh, they sold out within like an hour or two.
Yeah, I see some at 224, 225. You can get that jump. It's going to be to where 250 is amazing. So, I don't know, guys. If you really want to try your luck, your best bet is to get a case, right?
Well, I think all these, numbers that we're spitting out, they're, it's short term, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's like looking at the prices of VIP packs. We'll just pick those, right, as an example. Something that's really sought after, et cetera, et cetera. And when they came out and people were just screaming a storm up about how it was $100 a pack and there's no way we're going to pay $100 a pack. I think 95 was a good price, and then it dropped down to 85. And then if you even paid anywhere between 85 and $110, $20 a pack right now, you would jump at it, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to look like that over time for these long-term holds, right? That they're not going to climb up slowly like a Theros Beyond Death or even the Ikoria draft boxes. These are not going to drift up. They're going to hit a point where these are all very limited print runs. POA. One and done. And when the supply dries up, when you have the people that are racing to the bottom stop this leapfrogging by pennies underneath each other to sell their boxes to have high volume turnaround. Once that supply dries up and people have cracked, and then they really people are going to want to crack this, not just in the next 2 months. They're going to want to crack it next year, the year after, 2 years, 5 years down the road, and there will be very little left. So you get to dictate the prices, kind of like Commander Legends collector boxes.
So I had a fun thing I wanted to talk about, guys, is the new jumpstart for the set.
Hold on, DJ, real quick. I got to get out of here, but I just wanted to say one last thing about this whole thing, okay?
Okay.
Everybody's also making claims about how minty and pack fresh they are, but, I've handled a lot of old packs and graded them, and you got to open them and put it right into sleeves. There's no effing around with the raw cards afterwards if you want to get a good grade. I just don't like somebody else handling the cards. If I want some minty old cards, I'm not trying to get it out of one of these. That's all. And it's just one thing that has been bugging me the whole time. Anyway, I got to be out, guys. Take care.
All right, brother. Thanks for jumping in, man. Appreciate you.
Peace out.
Peace, bro.
I know these Wednesdays have been random. I had a day off. I'm like, bro, let's do it.
I actually got a
nice.
Thanks for having me on the stream, y'all.
Okay.
Guys.
All right, man. Peace, Feldy. So, keep in mind, Jumpstart has replaced the theme boosters. So, do you think, because they do a card that you can only get that in the set and the collectors? Do you think that it's going to be that form of jank for the Jumpstart, since it's replacing the theme boosters? It's kind of a question I had.
And Jumpstart's replacing theme boosters like going forward, like for like every set.
There's a Jumpstart for every standard set now.
And we're wondering if these things.
So I'll take a stab at your question.
Anything good?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to try to interpret what your actual question was there, DJ.
Oh, yeah. Can you speak
this
English?
Level of jank for stuff that are you saying? Do we expect to have cards that you'll only see in the Jumpstart product?
Well, we already know that. They're just like with theme boosters, they actually rattle off the same number. So for theme boosters, it was generally about 14 new cards exclusive to the theme boosters, and of course, you had a chance at it in the set and the collectors. Originally, it was just collectors that had those cards that you could get extendo and in the regular form, but they moved it to set as well. And there were some decent cards from the theme boosters, but they were really kind of hard to pull. But most of them weren't all that awesome. Do you think that's going to be the same for Jumpstart?
Wow, there's a lot to unpack there. So, so I can only begin to try. So, the first time that I noticed it was with Commander Legends. So we're just going to go there, and we're going to pick a couple of cards, but there's more than one I'm going to list here. Number one, I was really looking to get a. Oh my God, the one. Come on, help me out here, Nikachu. The 1 white mana exile target creature gain life.
Swords to Plowshares.
Swords to Plowshares, right? I wanted some Swords to Plowshares.
I'm glad I can be useful.
But after opening like 3 boxes of draft, and there was no set boxes, and there are no theme boosters in Commander Legends. That's when I recognized that there's that slash in the set that you cannot get in the draft boxes, right? If there's no slash in the set, you cannot get them in the draft boxes. And that was the case with the counter spell, with the Swords to Plowshares. And I was a little upset with that. Like they didn't advertise that anywhere. So you could either get them in the pre-cons or you could pull them out of the collector boxes, right? Then you move to Kaldheim. And one of the cards that I even talked with Nikachu about is the Youthful Valkyrie was one of the cards. It's an uncommon. He was like, why the hell is this uncommon? So expensive. And that's because it wasn't in the normal draft boxes. You could pull them out of set boxes. I believe you could pull them out of the collector boxes, but you were more likely to pull them out of the white theme boosters, right? The issue with that is that they just don't produce a whole lot of theme boosters. So if you really wanted the Youthful Valkyrie and the Starnheim Aspirant, which I really wanted for my fiance's Angel deck, you have to look and see where you can pull this out of that set. Like what product lines in that particular set can you get these cards? And if you're going to say they're jank, I mean, Youthful Valkyrie, if you've played against it, it may not be super pricey, but it's a bitch when it hits the table. You got to kill that thing. You got to answer it, or it grows out of control really quickly. So I don't know how to answer. Are there going to be jank cards in there? There's jank cards everywhere. Mythic, doesn't matter. Do I expect to see Jumpstart only is the place that you're only going to find a card? Well, clearly with the reprinting of Allosaurus, Shepherd, and some of the other cards that they're going to print it eventually somewhere else, and they don't necessarily need to be jank cards. But yes, I'll
yeah,
expect
that's what Floating Hands said real quick, that they already are reprinting the Jumpstart and quickly. So as far as it being exclusive to that, if it's a D's card, they will probably reprint it ASAP. So yeah, good point, bud. Nikachu, can you do me a favor? Can you say something in chat real quick? Because when we finish up, I want you to be able to blast links if you want to.
In private?
No, in the on face. Excuse me. On
it doesn't give me
YouTube.
the option, to be honest.
It doesn't.
Probably because I'm not there.
You'd have to log into YouTube.
Yeah,
what he's saying. In order to grant you permissions to be able to post links.
Oh no! What you mean, like to my socials?
Yeah. That way you can
not
post
necessary. It's just
okay.
know.
He's big enough; he doesn't need that.
Yeah.
No, I know. I just fine. I did just do that for everybody. That way, they have a ranch and then they could post their links. But that's fine. You guys should know Nikachu. If you don't, go check him out, guys. Obviously, he's got this live chat at 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. Central. You said Central. Okay. Yeah. I'm so used to having to say Eastern or Pacific. That's it.
I do have some questions for Nikachu, if you don't mind, especially considering Dominaria United. I know that you had said once upon a time, and it took me aback when I asked you. I think it might have been when we were interviewing you on our show, and I asked how you felt about like the reprints, and it kind of stopped me in my tracks when you said you really don't want to see a lot of reprints in Modern. Like, I'd asked you like what you're looking for to be reprinted, and you're like, not really a lot of anything else. That kind of stopped me. I know you have your Modern set come out, like Modern Horizons and Modern Horizons 2, but we were talking about a standard set, and you're like, nah, I really don't want to see anything reprinted there.
I don't remember saying this, but it might have been in reference to like I want to see new cards. I know there are certain people, they want reprints to make cards cheaper, but like to me, it's not like really that big of a deal. I more or less have all the cards that I need, and like I already bought them already, so I don't need them reprinted. Not that I'm trying to keep the value up or anything. I don't care where the value of my cards go, but I'm always looking forward to like new cards being put into new sets with new designs, new tools.
So,
now, are you more excited about
new mechanics? Sorry.
Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, no. Are you more excited about something like Modern Horizons, or do you follow Standard?
So personally, I'm way more excited about things like Modern Horizons, although like it puts a lot of the Modern community on edge because we don't know if it's going to be good or bad. And frankly, it is good and bad at the same time. It's good for the people who can use the cards that were printed, but it's really bad for the people who can't and are getting crushed by the cards. So there's like a big change. It's always a big change in opinion about like, you know, is Modern is in a good state or a bad state, and the people who are going to say it's in a bad state are the people who cannot utilize the new powerful cards that are almost mandatory in decks and are getting obliterated by them.
So follow up here now. How long have you been like seriously playing Modern for?
Probably since 2014.
Okay, yeah. So you've been watching for a while now then.
Oh,
and
yeah,
when was the last time
Modern?
when was the last time a Standard card actually got into Modern?
Oh, well, I mean, it happens regularly, but like really huge impact, you might say. What was the arc
like recently?
When Fire Design happened, when they announced Fire Design, that's when like these Standard cards starting to pour into Modern. So Arclight Phoenix was like, I think, one of the earliest Fire Design sets that they just really pushed the Standard cards into Modern, and it happened regularly after that. Like some people say, oh, Modern Horizons screwed up Modern, when really you could look at War of the Spark, you can look at Throne of Eldraine. They had cards that still got banned, like cards like Once Upon a Time got banned, Oko got banned. I mean, we still have Bone Crusher Giant in the format. It's a fair fine card. But
yes, Bone Crusher. Like,
yeah, now we have like all those lands like Boseiju, Otawara. Those are all staples now. So like we're very regular seeing very powerful cards from Standard get into Modern. Yeah, so I don't have to really wait for a Horizon set to see some new Modern playables.
Word.
They use Wandering Emperor a lot.
Not a lot, but like you'll see it as like a 1 of or 2 of in control decks. So it's not too unusual.
So I mean, I know this is a little off topic. Then how does a set like Double Masters impact Modern?
It makes it more affordable. So usually the reprints are going to make it more affordable. So there's going to be people with their eye on a lot of those cards coming out, and they thought, well, you know, $800 for a Modern deck, it's a little bit too much, but you know, if it goes down to 600, you know, maybe this is my chance. So it does help, because otherwise, if you never have these reprint sets, then the price of Modern will go to like, you know, the cards will go to $100, $200. I can't imagine what Snapcaster Mage would have ever been if it was never reprinted. Or maybe, I don't know, in theory, maybe the card reaches a ceiling and then just no one buys it beyond that price and they just look to other decks, further inflating the price of every other archetype that exists in the format. But I don't know.
I don't know if you want a tinfoil hat Bob theory that it's very wet cement at the moment, but I'm discovering it. If you want my hot take here to address that very question about that.
Go for it, Bob.
So the you know, as I'm studying cards and I'm studying the box prices and what I've referred to it to my partner is a price cliff, right? Where once you hit this, the sales just drop to near zero. And for whatever bizarre reason, that number, whether it's a sealed collector box or a dual land, it's that $300 to $350 US range seems to be where you have these massive amounts of sales all the way up to about $300. And then when you hit that, cross that $300 threshold, the sales trail off significantly. And then by the time you get to that 350, I mean, it's a very small pool of buyers once you get above that $350 mark. I'm not talking for a whole deck, but whether it's a single card, a sealed product, that really seems to be a hard number. And I don't know if that's relatable to like the average salaries of today or however that fits in, but that seems to be a magic number is that $350 mark.
It
So-
absolutely could be. Anyway, I gotta go, guys. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
thank you so much for jumping on this random Wednesday. It's so awesome to have you, brother.
All right, take care.
All right, have
Peace,
a good one,
man.
And then there were 3.
So I'm sure that price cliff is going to be different, varying for each individual's income. But it seems like unilaterally across the board, that seems to be where, if you had to set that line, once you get above this price point, sales trail off significantly. I don't know why. I don't know what that means. And like I said, it's a very, very loose tinfoil hat, very new wet cement idea. And I may try to come up with some harder numbers. But you definitely see that resistance point hit at that $350 mark. And I think it'll be interesting to see if they ever come out with a set that they try to sell starting at that $300 to $350 coming out the gate. And I'm not talking about how Double Masters 2022 seems like it came out at 300, but it really didn't. Right? I bought my draft boxes at less than $250 a piece. So we'll see where that resistance comes in. And if you look, they're still like at that $350 range. People start undercutting. Yeah. People start selling once they get to that $300 mark, and they just start racing for the bottom rather than trying to extract the most money that they can. So there definitely seems to be some supporting data behind that price cliff at that $300 to $350 range.
Yeah, for sure. So was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about for Dominaria United? I mean, we could pretty much save it for tomorrow, but I don't know, man. It's just been very interesting on this. So how bad has it really cut the Double Masters market?
Oh, that was a noticeable impact. Like I was even trying to get, and I'm just failing hard at trying to get the metrics to copy out entire pages of sales from TCG Player, and understand that a lot of my data is coming from TCG Player because I can't see what the sales are at an LGS. I can't see what the sales are at other online retailers. So I can only see part of a subset of the data coming from TCG Player. So I did see that the sales look like they cut about in half as soon as they made the announcement for Double Masters 2022 collector boxes, like the day that Dominaria United came out with the understand they had been on pre-order for quite some weeks beforehand, right? But it was very, very few sales, like maybe 10 total sales over like weeks. And then as soon as they made the Legends announcement, it jumped up to like 200 sales in one day. And it really cut the market off for Double Masters 2022. Like I said, from relative numbers, and without going back and digging through it, you can look it up yourself. It looked like the numbers cut about in half for Double Masters 22 collector boxes.
Yeah, the thing I noticed too, and I don't really do a lot of like following the market as much, but now that I have been on this particular set, it was amazing. So with that announcement, they made the going rate about $250 to $260 for your regular retail price per se, because I know there's no MSRP, but that was the going rate, was about $250, $260. But now, because of that announcement, the going rate is now $280 plus. So the people it really gave a boost to those that got their allocation numbers late. So now the going rate's going to be $280. That is a accepted normal price, which is nuts.
It actually started there though. Like
it did.
I think Amazon was the first one to put any pricing out there whatsoever. And I don't know, you have to look back at when I did the price hikes video for Dominaria United, which was a couple months ago. Mm-hmm. And they were the only source that I could find out there. But if you look at the sales from TCG Player, they were actually higher. Like I think the first one I saw was like $400 was the initial offering, and then they were at that like 300 to 280 range, and then they dropped. Like as soon as they made that sale, people out there were trying to get their product out the door super fast, pre-order. These stores are trying to desperately bring in money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how bad Baldur's Gate was for him. I think I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that. Like, the fact that, and I got in arguments in another finance channel, and there are people that own LGSs in there. They basically say that they have to take certain amounts of distribution from the distributors on every product, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of like sight unseen. They have to take some, or they won't get any of the next, basically, is how they twist their nipples and say, no, you're going to take this, or you don't get any of the next hotness, right? It seems like that model's just busted as shit, and they need to like form some kind of agreement. Like, how would you do that as like a consumer? You would no, I'm not going to buy 5 cases of AFR so that I have a shot at Midnight Hunt. That's just what a terrible model.
Well, because they had so much overstock, did they say, like, I wonder, I remember hearing Rudy go off on it a little bit, saying that like people had to take a certain amount of comics also do this too, where you have to take product that you don't want or need in order to order what you really want to order, which I think is super lame, but they got to move stuff off their shelves too, so I get it, but it just seems kind of rough. Like, how many AFR or like how many freaking Baldur's Gate boxes do they have to take to be able to get their double masters allocation? That would be some interesting numbers.
Well, and here's where you kind of, it feels even more archaic to have this distributorship model. Like, we're not talking about groceries here, right? We're not talking about 100 different farmers out there trying to get their product in a market and then having supermarkets bid on it. That's a lot crazier of a distribution chain. You're talking about one company creating cardboard to a bunch of stores that they don't own. That's not a complex distributorship model. Right?
Yeah.
WotC could totally manage this on their own, cut out distributors altogether. I hate to say it, there's no real need for them. There just isn't.
Yeah, they need to kill it.
Realtor at this point. I mean, you have so much more modern logistics tools in place nowadays to support that type of direct to retailer type of model that you don't really need these distributors to know every single mom and pop store out there, right? They can totally change this model. I think that they should, and I think it'd be healthier for the community to where you don't have LGSs going under because they have to take some shitty product.
Well, I think that might actually be part of Wizards' overall agenda, is to get rid of the small local game stores. Because think about this, we've been talking about how with fatigue, with so many releases now compared to the way it was prior, we haven't been thinking about, as a consumer, we just get to skip what we don't want to buy. But as an LGS, like we were just saying, you're required to get it. So if you're small, then it's possible you can't keep up with the new release schedule. And then that's only good for Wizards, because then if they make it so there's only 1 or 2 premium stores in the area, then Wizards always looks good. And it's almost like a privilege to run a store. And then Wizards can just maximize the money they make and just distribute through Amazon.
That's called short-term gain for long-term loss, right? The lifeblood really of Magic is going into an LGS. And I'm not just an old guy saying, get off my lawn, because you don't have tournaments introducing new players to Magic at Amazon, at Walmart, at Target. There's already a complaint that there's no WPN stores within driving range of most of the United States out there. It's kind of concentrated in metropolitan areas. So that concept is just faulty-headed thinking, and they're sort of wheezing the juice, if you will, by selling through Amazon and, old Pauly Shore reference.
Oh, yeah. I laugh.
But, if you kill the LGSs, you kill the game.
Yeah,
you really do. You're not bringing in new blood. And as much as we like to pat ourselves on the back and say how much product we buy and whatnot, it's the future kids coming up that will be playing that will keep it alive in the next 10, 15, 20 years, if that is indeed going to happen. Arena, not going to do it. As a matter of fact, I think it siphons off new players saying, I got my fix playing it on Arena. I don't need to play Magic. Right? I don't have to spend a penny either. And it doesn't translate well going, oh, I play Arena, now I want to play Magic, and especially now with freaking Alchemy, which you don't even have paper copies of the mutable cards that they keep changing in Arena. It's a horrible model for what they've got going. I think Arena's terrible. It is. It's bad. It's bad for the community. How many people do you even hear say it's not even like you're playing against a person? It feels like you're playing against another computer because you can't talk. There's no interaction with other players other than throwing cards on a table. And then you have roping and all this other horse shit that happens all the time that just makes the game utterly miserable.
You can play it any time though against someone, which I think is cool.
Right. And you don't have to go buy cards, spend money, keep your collection somewhere, make sure your mom doesn't throw them away, get flooded in a basement. I mean, it's not good for the paper Magic side, and paper Magic is where they make all their money.
Yeah.
I mean, I do want to see like how much Arena is even bringing in, but I feel like there's no way to know like how many people play Arena and then go buy cards. There's no way to like really track that. I think that it can open up players. I don't think it's taking away from the game. I think it's all because if you've played Arena, if you know about Alchemy, it's digital only cards, and I'm not for that. I don't like it. I'm a purist. But then I started thinking, you know what? If people like this, there it is. That's what Clay's saying. I really didn't like the idea, but then, I tried it. It can be really frustrating and bad when people like do crazy shenanigans, but at the end of the day, it's some form of Magic, and if it gets people playing, cool. They did like the data, and Alchemy was like the least played format on Arena. So I mean, that would even also support what you're saying, Bob. That like people playing digital games aren't contributing to the like bottom line at all. But I think that they've been really pushing as much product down the consumer's throat for the past 2 years that things have been coming out more often, and
more than that.
I just think they're trying to get to the breaking point and see when people will say no, when people say stop, because let's be real, it's a pretty addictive thing, and I wonder like what games are like Magic. Magic seems that it's actually kind of grandfathered in its uniqueness. There's a lot of imitators, but you would call, if you're looking at like digital games, you would call this loot boxes. If you guys are familiar with that, like you just open a random pack and you don't know what's in it. It could be nothing, but it could be something worth a lot. Or the thing that's worth a lot could be a useless game piece. So I think Magic's got a lot of weird business things going for it. I hope things keep going well, and I hope that these kind of moves with like the legends being seeded into packs don't like break people's faith in the system, because I think it's a pretty interesting coincidence that only this print run was found and not the print run with a whole bunch of mana trains at Uncommon.
Well, I hear that play because like I'd rather play Commander over Spell Table, or I play it on mine because my computer can't really hang. But yeah, I'd rather play Spell Table. At least you can still talk to people. You can, see their cards, to play it still. Like, it's not as good as in person, but it's still way better than the Arena experience. I think. I don't know. Arena's fun. I stopped playing months ago because it was just, I hate to say it, but the reason why there's a big power down and we're losing value out of potential sets is because everyone begged them to power it down because it was getting stupid. You had turn 3 wins in Standard. I mean, what the hell? But they had to. At the same time, we're all like, dude, this is crap. You know what I mean?
Well, that's not an issue with Arena. I mean, that's been happening for a long time, where they power up to sell exciting sets, and then they have to power down because it basically gets unfun to play when you have hatred killing you on turn 2 with a shadow creature, right? It's like that sucks. So that's not new. The pace of products, I agree with you, AJ, and I have said it many times, even here on DJ's channel. my concern about that. And the analogy I use is the candle that burns twice as bright only burns half as long. And the short-term game to get they had the directive from Hasbro to double their profits within, what was it, 5 years, and they did it within 2. That's problematic, right? There is a finite pool of money out there, whether they like to acknowledge that or not. And you can either dip into that and exhaust that. And once you do that, you run the risk of losing faith, right? And you're seeing it already. Moxman just did a video yesterday about being far more selective about what you buy.
Real quick, Bob.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave.
There you go.
You should bring him in here.
Yeah, if he would join, but I think he...
Don't join us, Dave. At any rate, you have to be more selective. Now, to kind of congeal all this together, who does that hurt? It hurts the LGSs. It doesn't hurt us as consumers other than having to break our way of thinking about, I got to get every set. I got to have every hype card, which you don't. Most people play Commander, and you have such a variety of decks that you can build and ways to play that doesn't really mean that you have to have 4 of Ragavans, unless you're a competitive, modern player. God bless the Nikachus, but the vast majority of the audience are Commander players, and Spell Table is amazing. But well, thank you for that, Dave. I'm glad I bring out the best in you. The problem is that you're crushing the LGSs because they're being forced by this bad distributor model, and if something doesn't change, you are going to. I'll say that the LGSs may not even go out of business, right? They're going to try to shift to a different model, right? And they're just fine. We just won't carry Magic.
There'll be one or two. Yeah.
They'll carry something else, right? They'll carry comic books. They'll carry board games because board games is freaking booming right now. And it's a very. They're going to force their way out of markets with LGSs, and they'll force. New games to have space to breathe like Flesh and Blood. It's a bad idea to not support your LGSs and really get behind them. I hate to say it, as evil as they are and how much they're trying to make money and whatnot, you're going to break a good model that's worked for 30 years. Yeah. Sorry, by trying to squeeze more out of it than what was there naturally. That's a bad idea. You can do it.
Is that
at what cost?
To appease Papa Hasbro, I mean, they are just pumping out left and right, and it's crazy. I mean, our wallets, like, seriously, Wizards of the Coast has gotten every check I've gotten for the past few months. It's just been nonstop. Like, I don't even have a chance to I'll be able to get, say, a box of check, right? I can't even do that really. It's just nonstop. Like, now the FOMO on freaking United, I'm like, well, I still kind of wanted to get some Double Masters. I still kind of wanted to, I know to hate to say this, but I still wanted to get some Baldur's Gate to, get a chance at more of my Dragos. No chance. The new set's already there. Pre-order now or you are going to pay $300 a box. It just seems like the going thing. It's nuts. I don't know.
It's funny you mention that because I actually want to get Baldur's Gate draft boxes. I was, before the announcement, after trying to recover my wallet from Double Masters, I made the mistake of not buying the Baldur's Gate at $75 a box for a case, but I'd much rather have $500 worth of product out of Dominaria United collector boxes than Commander Legends Baldur's Gate draft boxes.
It's no. I mean,
it's the casualty. That one is strictly the casualty. That one and Streets of New Capenna. I really wanted to get more Triomes. I wanted to get some select cards, but I'm even having to back off. On a lot of the singles I wanted to get out of. I'm really having to cut down my list for singles of Double Masters 2022 to make room for that extra $1,200 I just dropped.
Dude, Drip, stop! I'm freaking hungry right now, man. Yeah, because of Watsy stealing every check, I had to cut it down to 3 double beef chalupas, man. The state of today, man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you, Napalm. I mean, that is, that's endemic of what's going on nationwide, probably globally, really. it feels like they've just entirely forsaken anything that's not a WPN store. And even the WPN stores are going to be suffering, having to take certain amounts of product. They're just trying to make up for it with other gimmicks. And you can only do that for so long.
Yeah, I think
So
it'll
you didn't
eventually
need gimmicks
be
back
only
in the day
one
to
or
draw
two.
people.
One
Like,
or two what?
Back in the 90s, you didn't need gimmicks to draw people in for Friday Night Magic and draft events and whatnot. You know,
Sure.
and now you do, even for the WPN stores. Oh, go play during this release event and get your WPN exclusives. It's like, wow.
Right.
So the
Well,
ones
that's
that are
always been
healthiest,
that way,
you're
though.
helping, and the ones that need the help the most, you're not helping. And it's just not going to play out well for WotC in the end. I can promise you that.
Well, that's just what I was saying, like about the smaller LGSs going under. I really feel like there's going to be only, depending on the size of your area, there might just be one or two premium stores around, because those will be the only stores around, because no one else will be able to stay in business. And Wizards doesn't care, because as long as there's one place for people to go, you know, why spread everyone out over the city if everyone can just go to one actually very nice place? And that's not good for the, you know, just the, like you were saying, Bob, the way that the game is supposed to grow. You know, kids going to stores, playing in events, and learning how to play. You know, when there's only one place in town, and you go there, and it's super packed because the place is that's the only place that anyone can go in a 50-mile radius. You know, it's not going to invite new players. And I don't know.
Being very generous. You're being generous that there's a WPN store every 50 miles. There are vast swaths of the country where there are none. Hundreds of miles, and people aren't going to drive hundreds of miles, especially kids. You know, the new blood that we need. It's just, you know, they should feel the pain every time a small LGS closes. It should be like that bell ringing and an angel just lost their wings kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree, Drip. Yeah, they need to chill the F out for sure. I mean, seriously, like I said, every freaking check, it's just like, you know, now we should have had a nice break. They announced that to get the Dominaria United sales going with the Legends pack. Now, part of that rumor that we saw, and I guess we'll probably touch base on this more tomorrow, is, you know, what are they going to do for Brothers War? I heard something along the lines that, what was it, Legends and Revised? Do you think they're going to have revised cards in freaking Brothers War?
Okay, they can only continue that for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
Every year,
right?
They're
going to run out of those.
Actually.
Yeah. We have a case of alpha cards. Let's go.
The fact that they have to resort to putting hooks and things to sell products, and not only that, they just curb stomped Double Masters within 2 weeks of release.
Yeah, I wonder if that's going to hurt them in the long run.
Baldur's Gate with Double Masters release. You know, it's just I'm telling you, the public is catching wind of the whole pump the brakes, be more selective of your products, target only specific products, and that's really going to hurt LGSs. There's no time to recover.
Yeah, no, there's like zero. Like I said, for me, I'm obviously financially handicapped. For us limited income peeps, it's really rough. Like I said, there's no time to actually appreciate and enjoy a set. A set drops like Double Masters. They waited a couple weeks to get the sales up, then boom, drop. Oh, by the way, we're gonna throw Legends and Dominaria. Like what? I got a couple boxes. I had like 2 weeks. I had some Double Masters. I was like, sweet. I'm still stoked for the set. And then boom, they're like, well, you need to get collectors. You know, they have to push the sale of collectors, so that's what they did. It's just like, bruh. Brothers War really doesn't need that much hype. They just have to not screw up the set.
Brian's been saying this since last week. Yep, that's what he's been saying since last week. Antiquities, and if they have them sitting around, and think about this: if they have this sitting around, what if they don't just say, "Oh yeah, hey, we have this box of Mirage sitting around," or "Oh yeah, we got this box of Tempest just hanging, and it's going in these things." You know, "Oh, I got this box of Future Sight just kicking." You know, I mean, who knows? Khan's here, Zendikar. You know, super far down in the future, this might just keep happening.
It'll be like the guy that has one pickup line that worked fine the first couple of times, and then it gets played out, and he gets known as a player.
Clay,
So,
I am with you on that because I'm like, okay, they had to juice it somehow, right? Because it's coming off the backs of Double Masters. So they knew this way in advance. They planned sets, what, like 2-3 years in advance? So they knew that it would, they'd had to do something to pump up numbers for Dominaria United. Because everyone's
I'm going to agree with
Double Masters.
I'm going to agree with what Rudy said about that, right? That this is the first price hike set, right? So I don't know that they necessarily needed to do it to encourage the sales of Dominaria United because they're flagging that bad or it's a bad set, but they're trying to Penn and Teller you and smoke and mirrors and pay attention to the shiny keys rather than go, oh, look, boxes are now $140 for draft boxes. It was a way to introduce the set on a positive note rather than just having people complain about the price increase. So that really made a lot of sense to me, that they wanted a smoother transition into the newer price point.
Yeah. Well,
the one thing I'm waiting for is to see when one of these Legends cards gets smushed in a pack, like all those weird cutting errors and stuff. I want to see Legends cards destroyed by their horrible quality assurance.
Oh God!
Well, I want to see that happen. I want to see that happen, and then somebody goes, "I want Watsy. I want a reprint of. I want a new copy of my Pendrell Veil or Moat got smushed."
Yeah, because they're putting it in the common foil spot. So when you're going through your foils initially on your collector's pack, it's going to be right there. And if it, like, the token always gets killed with that track run, and then on the so on the common foils is about the same. So imagine if that Pendrell Veil is like right there on the front, it's going to have that nice little ceiling of the pack run on it. Be like, oh, dude.
They'll probably put it in the place of like the fifth. Yeah,
that would make sense. Yeah,
but what you'll see is, I thought about that the pack openers out there and the YouTubers is probably the only ones that are going to be affected. That you take, okay, here's the back side of my pack. I know the first 5 are commons, so let's put these on the back side now. So that hey, look, the commons are all in the back. How funny is that shit? That they're gonna switch them to the back side so that they don't spoil it.
That'd be funny. Yeah, no,
by opening it.
Well, guys, this has been super fun. I don't want to jump into Paz's stream. I know he's going to have his premiere here soon. And I'm getting hungry too, man. So thank you guys for joining us on a random Wednesday. We might have another one next week. I'm not sure. Depends on my work schedule. But always Thursday. Tomorrow we are still doing MTG Roundtable. It will be at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So for you Eastern heads, that's going to be 8 p.m. Make sure you guys jump in. Do you think there's going to be much on the Twitch stream? I mean, I would think so, right?
I'm too old for Twitch. I don't know.
What's that?
I mean, last Twitch stream was, they move it over to.
Oh, you're talking about the Magic stream. Sorry, man. It's getting late. Yeah. Oh, dude, I don't know. It seems like they made their big announcement last week. I wonder what there could be.
Okay.
Well, I'll say this because I'm not sure if I'm going to make the roundtable tomorrow. Oh boy, I wish I could bring it up, but I don't have it bookmarked. Magic's 30th, right?
Yeah.
They talked about releasing more information for tickets and sales in July. July's almost over, and they haven't updated that Joker. So WTF? I mean, wait till the 30th to release some more info about it?
Yeah, I don't know. They'd have to. So probably they'll announce the VIP for on-site and off-site prices for the 30th. I'm trying hard to get out there. I don't know if it's gonna make it, if it's gonna happen. But I'm really trying to, because I'd love to meet y'all. They're out in Vegas. I already requested the time off from work, so. I was like, okay, I could save up, and then they announced the whole thing with the with Dominaria and the Legends. I was like, bruh, all right. So I would probably if I manage to get that case going, the sales off of that will help me get to Vegas, basically. I don't know. It's crazy times. If anyone's going, let me know in the email or Discord or Facebook. I'm trying to coordinate with some peeps. I'm gonna hit up some local peeps too. For anyone out there, if you want to save on the hotel, let me know. I really would love to go out there and meet y'all.
So yeah, that's what I'm guessing they're gonna have on the Magic stream, Twitch stream.
Okay.
So
So
more information about the 30th.
Yeah, well, tomorrow we are definitely talking about stickers. I know that is going to be the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
Called it.
Yeah. No, we knew there was going to be stickers. Unfortunately, they're not scratch and sniff, so I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm
guys.
excited
Well, it's been
about
awesome. Thanks for everyone jumping in. Make sure you guys hit the like, comment, and of course subscribe. Super appreciate it. Friday will be the first hype video as we are trying to get to 810. Gonna announce some giveaways and fun stuff on a mail day vid this Friday. So make sure you guys tune in and see what's up. It will be one of those comment things. So if you want to be on the wheel for the special cards I'm giving out, make sure you tune in and comment that video. Follow the instructions. Do the thing. So hells to the yeah. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will catch you next time. I know. MTG Attitude is like, bro, I just finished pooping, dude. I'm back. What the hell? All right, guys. Have a great one. We'll catch you next time. And,
Peace, y'all.
yeah. Bye.